Hello and good evening, everyone. So, this is another episode of HackerTV, a pre-hackathon podcast for Acehack 3.0, and I'm your host, Viraj Bhattacharya. And today we have with us Mr. Santosh Kumar Mishra. Sir, how are you doing? How is everything?
First of all, hi everyone, and thank you so much for inviting me on your podcast. And you guys are doing really great job. So I'm very happy to come in here. Yeah, so I'm doing well. How are you?
Sir, I'm doing very well, and I'm very eager to chat with you and get to know more about your work and your life. So, could you start with introducing yourself and telling us about what you do?
Yeah, definitely. So if you know, my name is Santosh Kumar Mishra, and currently I'm working at Microsoft as a software engineer. And basically, I'm from Siwan, Bihar. One of the means I belong from one of the remote area in Bihar. Yeah, currently I'm staying in Hyderabad. So before Microsoft, I work in VMware and Teradata, and I had completed my master's of computer application MCA from NIT Tiruchirappalli. And apart from my job currently, I am also content creator. Also, I'm author. So I had written some couple of books also, and also I love to create content over LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. So your audience can follow me, and definitely they'll got everything free of cost. So whatever the experiences I got with all my struggle, I try to share with my people, so that whatever the struggle I do, somehow I could contribute to the society. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, sir, today we'll speak about AI and also hackathons and how people can create projects based on AI in hackathons. So, my first question to you is, how can artificial intelligence help individuals or participants in a hackathon, and what are the different possible ways that people can integrate AI into their projects during a hackathon during a given period of time?
See, now after coming the chat GPT, like AI become the part of our regular life. Now
Yeah, definitely.
if you go, see, within a year, now if you go and see in phone, there is AI here. Like if you click the picture, if you drag down something, you'll go and you can buy that shoes also, anything, right? So
Right,
in
right.
phone
Yeah,
AI, computer AI, everything is just AI. So now you can't imagine your life beyond AI, right? So AI is everything. So what? See, if you so I'm also mentor of couple of platforms like Scaler Academy, AlgoTutor, anything, right? So I do so much mentorship session also, right? So people connect, people do connect me, right? Okay, how what project I should do and everything. So I always told them, right? Always try to follow the trend. Try to follow the
right.
trend. Now the trend AI is a trending thing. I have seen in theater award and many awards ceremony happening,
Right.
all over India and
Yeah,
world also. People, content creator who are specific creating content related to AI, they are getting awards. They are getting,
yeah,
good followers, everything. So now everything AI. So at this current trend, whatever the project you are doing, I'll always suggest that try to do AI project related project, or try to do something where you can do something related to AI. Give some, like, so something like that. Let's say you are doing some. Let's say you are creating your own map project hackathon. You are creating your own
yeah,
map. In map, you have to think, okay, how you can do some AI stuff, right? So how AI things you can implement that. How there are many things you can do. So
yeah,
any project, any XYZ project you are doing, you can uh, definitely you can uh, embed some AI things, AI related stuff, right? So your mind should be very open enough so that you can think in that way. So now everything is possible. So let's say in Google Map, right? So let's say I'm like at home, I go office, right, every day, right? So
right.
how AI can you can implement AI, right? Okay, I wake up, I go office at 9 o'clock every day, right? So whenever I open the app at 9 o'clock morning, your map should automatically suggest that, okay, suggest some location. Okay, this is the destination location. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
way I don't have to every day, I don't have to put my location, where I go, because you already absorbing my behavior, right? So that's how, means small things you can implement through AI, and how smarter you can make your app or any application. You can make more and more smarter with the AI, and so
yeah,
that it will be very easier for the end user to use that. And That's how, so end of the day your target should be whatever the project you are doing, whatever the project you are doing, who are going to use that. So you always thinking audience way, customer point
Yeah,
of view. So how you can make customer to use your application, how that should be very smooth enough, how very like graphical way, how easy way customer can use that, all sort of things.
yeah,
So that's what I
right, right.
suggest. Hmm.
Yeah, these days AI can be integrated everywhere, right? So, I wanted to know a little more regarding that. Like, how can we integrate AI in, IoT and cyber? How can we do that, and how would AI respond to these trends?
See now, like now, if you can call their API right now. Chat GPT have their
Right.
open API. Every
Yeah.
all those platform like Gemini, all have their open AI, right? So you can easily integrate your whatever the application you're developing. Easily can integrate with that that platform, and you can easily implement their API everything, and you can implement their things in your own, right? I have seen like recently I visited on college, right? I visited on college in Tamil Nadu. There I have seen that like one guy was he just uh, use that ChatGPT API and translate
Yeah.
all those Gita slok into the Hindi
Yeah.
or English
Yeah.
or Tamil, any language, right? So he just use that API of ChatGPT and translated everything into the different languages, right? So
Yeah.
many things can do that. Many things can do that. I have seen like uh, people are doing so many things with the help of all those, so you can easily integrate. And it's now you have to see, if you go to the code level, of course you have to learn how what is API, whatever sort of things. But that is very easy.
Yeah.
Don't worry. That is very very easy.
Yeah.
With the chat GPT only you can learn that thing, right? So within day or 2 day you can learn everything. You can integrate and you can use chat GPT API or any other.
Yeah, definitely. Sir, I also noticed you have a channel called Interview Cafe, right?
Yes, yes.
So you founded Interview Cafe. I wanted to know what motivated you to do that, and why. What was the purpose behind it, or what was the thought behind it, and how do you prepare for an effective interview session?
So if you know my journey, I belong from very remote place in Bihar, so
Yeah,
I do struggle a lot to where I am today, right? So I had to
yeah,
struggle so much to achieve whatever where I am today. I had to do so much struggle, right? And but when I was doing a struggle, I did not got much mentorship from people,
yeah,
so I wasted so much my time, so I thought like, okay, if I would got this guidance from the right time, I would have I would have come here very long back, right? So whatever the struggle I do, whatever the learning I learned from my own hard work and my own struggle, I'm just trying to give back to my community, so that other people who are coming from same background or something like that, they should not diverted from the goal, right? They should get the right
yeah.
direction on the right time, right? That's why
Yeah,
I
very
started creating. That's why I started doing creating content over LinkedIn, over YouTube, and everything. So mostly I try to motivate people. Like if
yeah,
I can do that, anybody in this world can do that. That's what I try to believe, because I am the someone who failed from first class to eighth class, and today I'm working in Microsoft.
right.
I'm 100% sure that if I can come to Microsoft, anybody in this world can achieve, can crack Microsoft Google any interview, right? You just
Yeah,
have to believe yourself, have to what you need to do hard work with consistency in the right direction. So that's what I do that. So I'll try to motivate people, try to give interview tips, try to give content as much as possible, so that whatever the hard work I did, they don't have to face all those problems, and they can achieve their
right.
goal quick time. Yeah. So what were the second questions?
So, I wanted to know, how do you prepare for an effective interview session?
See, for preparing any interview, I always try to see like, for if you're targeting software engineer profile, right? So whatever
Yeah,
syllabus for software engineer. So there are, if you are college freshers, so syllabus would be computer fundamental, project work, whatever the project you do in college. Another one is DSA, data structure and algorithm. That's all.
Yeah.
Three
Yeah.
syllabus will be there. So I don't. When I was in college, I don't study to crack interview because see,
Right.
there are Microsoft, Google, many companies there. Why I'll study for Google? Why I'll study for Microsoft? I'll study whatever syllabus I got. I'll study in depth
Yeah.
way. I study in
Yeah.
details way. And cracking Microsoft Google is very easy then because I have knowledge. I can crack any
Yeah.
interview. Why I'll always study for Google? Why I study for Microsoft? Whatever syllabus I have, I'll try to study in details. I try to make notes. I means
Right.
basically you have to become subject matter expert in all those subjects. Subject matter expert. So
Yeah.
that if anybody waking up in 12 o'clock in the night asking some question, you will be always ready. Okay, yeah, this is the answer. This is the
Yeah.
answer. That much confidence means that's that kind of preparation you have to do that. If you have
Right.
that kind of preparation, you'll always have confidence that you can do anything in life, right? So confidence
Yeah.
always does matters, right? So there are all those things. After that, you have to give mock interview as much as possible to your colleagues. Let's say you are in college, so you can make some friends. You are giving mock interview to that person, he's giving mock interview to you, right? So that's why you'll get the real time experience in the interview, right? I have
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
people in my college, they are very first time city, they are very good. They are very good in call, they are very good getting good marks. Academic level, they are very good. Internal test, they are very good, everything. But when going to interview, they get failed, they get rejected. Why?
Yeah.
Because they are good, but they never got chance to sit in interview. So they know the answer, they know the question, they know the answer of any question. But when they sit in interview, what happen? They always get confused. Okay, what are the answer they have to give? They don't know how to answer, how to give answer. Because see, if I know the answer, doesn't mean that you will understand my explanation. So how to explain the answer, how to approach that question, all sort of things also required. And this thing you learn through the mock interview. So that is really,
Mm.
really important. So that's how I'll say study the syllabus, whatever syllabus you have, study that syllabus, and then give mock interview as much as real time experience you should feel. Then only you will feel the real time experience. So give mock interview as much as possible, and that's all. So if you are in college, that much preparation will be enough.
Yeah.
And if your experience candidate already have couple of years experience, then system design question also gonna ask that. They'll ask system design question also. So for that, of course, you can study system design, but college project doesn't matter much. Then DSA
Yeah.
system design and whatever the work you are doing in company, they can ask some little question related to that. And some question can be asked related to leadership skills. Okay, why
Yeah.
that, whatever sort of things. Yeah. But yes, I always suggest that whatever the thing, you don't have to study to take interview. You have to
Yeah.
study so that you can teach anybody. If you if you learn that much skills, you can crack any interview in the world. Today is Google, today is Microsoft is a top company. Tomorrow any company can be top, right? So any
Yeah.
company in the world you can go and crack that if you study in that way. So you have to be keep your mindset should be in that way. Yeah.
Yeah. That was very inspiring, sir. Coming from a small place, it's your entire story is very inspiring because I myself am from a very small town, and that's why I'm personally very motivated. So, my next question to you is, when participants take part in hackathons, while pitching their projects, how can they sound more efficient in terms of technicality? Because a lot of time it happens that people don't sound very technical, and in the part where they have to explain the code or the logic behind the project, they fail to communicate. So how can people add their projects efficiently in terms of technicality?
So there are a couple of things. First of all, whatever the project you made, right? You have to understand each and everything about that. Each and every bits of
Right.
that you should understand that because
Right.
if you don't know the problem, you can't develop a proper solution, right? So first of all,
Right.
whatever the project you got, you have to understand that project every sense, every bits of things you have to understand, and how to in future how to scale that. You should also know that everything, right? So as much depth you'll go, as much you can explain anything, right? So in
Right. Right.
let's say hackathon, you won't get much time to develop any project, right? In complete end to end. But at least you should know that okay, how you can enhance that. What are the future challenges you can face that? What are the other competitive project could be, right? How you can easily extend that project, for the other
yeah,
purpose, right? So you have to think in, like you always say that you always have to think that okay, this is the production level code you
yeah,
can go and
yeah,
easily can sell that. Tomorrow you'll go and easily can sell to any your project, you can product you can sell to any customer, right? So selling any
right,
customer, your project should be that much scale that you can handle lakhs of user at a time or billions
yeah,
of user at a time, right? If you see that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
amazon.com still comes, right, lakhs of user login at the same time, right? So that's why you have
right,
to
right,
think, that's why you have to think, right? And then if you think
right,
in that way, definitely your mindset will be okay, all sort of scenario will be covered that, and definitely you'll be very confident that you'll be answer any questions, right, in the interview.
right,
I
right.
have to,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I have seen people who generally take project from other people. Let's say someone senior, they take project from some senior or something, or they don't know anything. Just go and remember. They weren't able to explain the challenging answer. Because if you
Right.
be you if you are honestly develop project from the very zero day from every point you have developed, then only you would have experienced all those challenges. Then only you can able to answer all those challenge question, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
are not, then definitely you are not going to explain any question. You'll interviewer will get definitely gonna catch you at some point.
yeah, yeah. That was, I'm sure the participants will put that into good use. And now, how do you work at Microsoft, right? So you must have a lot of responsibility there. How do you balance your professional responsibilities at Microsoft with your involvement in initiatives like interview cafe, then mentoring and academic pursuits? How do you manage that?
Yeah. So first of all, I always do one thing one at a time, right? I don't try to mix
Right,
everything same time, right? So
right,
whenever I go to office, I try to work office work. Whenever I go to office, I always think, okay, I have to, whatever things I'm working here, I'll do the office or Microsoft work, whatever the work I got. So I think if you dedicated give time, so 4 5 6 hours, 4 5 hours will be enough every day, right? So I always have make a proper schedule. So
right,
weekend time I use very wisely for my content, everything, or maybe after night time I use for my own time. Daytime
right.
I always try to work whatever the office work I had got assigned. I try to work that things, right? So people always think that okay, if you're doing multiple tasks, you can faster you can success. No, that is very wrong perspective. If you can do 5 tasks at a time, don't do that 5 tasks. One task at a time. If you do one task at a time, then you can achieve the faster goal than doing 5 tasks at the same time. So that's why what I
Right,
suggest that human are not made for
right.
multitasking. Even computer are
Yeah,
also not multitasking. So we can do just one thing at a time. So don't do context switching. Context switching take lots of time. So always focus on one thing. Try to finish that thing and then start something new. Don't mix everything. So that's what so I do manage easily. I can manage that. Anybody can manage that. Is not much things. You just have to starting time will take lots of time to adjust
yeah,
that thing, but once your mind will be adjust that, and you can manage all sort of things easily.
yeah. But I'm sure working at Microsoft might be challenging at times, right? So could you provide an an example of a particularly challenging project you have worked on in Microsoft or throughout your personal endeavors?
Yeah, I see here we got so much challenging job. Many times happen like some, let's say we are on call duty. Sometimes we got some issue in
Yeah,
midnight also, but but see, always it's always depend on whether you are taking that as a burden or you are enjoying that work. You always. So I in Microsoft, I always feel privileged to working in Microsoft. I enjoy that work.
right,
Right. So we are getting some challenging work at 12 at night. Still, I'll happy to work on that thing because I feel okay.
right,
Oh,
right, right,
something new I got. Let's work on that, right? And eventually I
right.
feel happy. So human are for made for the human. See, we don't get real happiness. Money can't buy real happiness. See, money
Right.
can give you some comfort, but it can't give you real happiness. Eventually, after 2 3 days, you will be get habitual, right? So we'll give
Yeah,
we. That's what I say. we get happy when you do some challenging work. We'll get some reward. So let's
Yeah.
say if you get some challenge job, and you are solving that challenge, and eventually you'll feel happy about yourself. Okay, 12 o'clock in night you got some, and you get some very special memory that you can cherish for life, right? Okay, 12
Yeah.
o'clock night you eat something, like, feel happy, something like that. So many times I got some challenging job, but yes, that did not feel me a burden, because I really love to work at Microsoft. I really love to work whatever things I'm working. I really love to work that. I have end-to-end code knowledge, one to end-to-end code-based knowledge I have. So I happy to get some challenge job. I mean, getting some challenging job, I really enjoy that. So, but I must say that in previous company, the situation are not like that. So it's all about mindset. You're If you are
Right.
really enjoying that, whether you're getting work at 12 o'clock night or 10 o'clock in the morning, you'll be happy at the same time, right? But if you're not enjoying that work, you're feeling the burden, oh, why I'm going office and what everything. It always depend on
Right.
culture, how the culture it is. In Microsoft, I must say that we have very good culture. Manager are really great. All our
Right.
people are really good here. We have very good culture. So I feel like this is my
Right.
company. This is my company. This is my own company. Okay. So we feel really happy. Sometimes we work on weekend also. Like sometimes I have some time or period. So let's work on something like that. So it's really, I really feel that this is my company, and I never feel that okay, I have to work on something. Okay, manager, what manager will say, what manager will think, like nothing like that. You feel like I'm the only, it's my company. So
Right.
Microsoft has such a great culture that I never feel bored or never feel burden or something like that. So I get so much challenging job here, but yeah, we'll have very good culture. That's why I don't feel any burden or something like that.
Yeah, they create a friendly work environment there.
Very great. Yeah, very like I'm very privileged working Microsoft. I must say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, sir, these days there is a lot of buzz around, generative AI, like
Hmm.
Midjourney, Dali, stuff like that. So I feel like with the advancements in Gen AI, we are kind of, blurring the lines between human intellect and machine creativity. So does this challenge our understanding of intelligence and consciousness? How does
See,
it affect?
nothing like that. Eventually, whatever the generative everything, human only develop that, right? So don't worry about
Yeah.
that. If you, it's see when calculator got invented, right? So people thought that
Yeah.
okay now, uh, because that time human one, like that time only we use calculator for calculating something, 80 something, something like that.
Right.
So they think that, okay now
Right.
calculator will overtake everything. No, nobody gonna nothing like that. It's all about you have to use that technology. Technology gonna replace you only if you are not using the technology, right? So in Microsoft, when the chat GPT has come, right? Earlier you used to write some code in maybe 2 days. Now we wrote
Right.
code in one day, right? So I am telling my own experience, right? It used to happen, right? Before chat GPT, let's say I got stuck somewhere while writing some new code, developing some new project. I got stuck in somewhere. I had to wait for next day. Okay, my senior will come, he'll guide me, then I'll work on that, right? Because finding answer on Google is very difficult, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay, let's 12 o'clock night. I'm working. I got stuck. I go in ChatGPT easily. I can search about everything. I depth knowledge of got okay everything. I got the hint from there, and I can I myself I got whatever the things I got stuck myself. I able to solve that problem, and I just able to do that, right? So see, ChatGPT helping me. If I'm not using ChatGPT, my senior gonna help me everything. That take time, right? So ChatGPT, because of ChatGPT, whatever 2 days time, I'm able to solve in one day, right? So
Right.
eventually it is going to help people who are not much intelligent, right? See, I'm not telling
Right.
I mean team, I always take seek help, from senior, right? So senior
Right.
know everything, so he doesn't need much chat gpt like helping me more than him, right? Because he know everything, but I don't know much of things, but chat gpt helping me, because so that's why I'm telling you, don't worry about all those generative everything. You just have to adopt that thing. Those
Right.
who are not adopting the thing, they are gonna sideline. One real time example I'm telling you, right? A couple of days back, I met one sir. He's a very famous on YouTube, right? Rabindra Babu sir,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He used to. teach on like there are he teach for gate, right, gate preparation, gate preparation
right,
everything.
right.
So he's told me, right, he started teaching in 2012, 10, 11, 12, right, that time. So he used to teach for the some coaching, right. So that time that coaching was so big, after then 2013 everything, YouTube has come to the picture, right. YouTube was very long
Yeah,
back, but people started creating content on YouTube 2013, 14 or something. They
yeah,
started
yeah, yeah.
creating content on YouTube, right. So
Right.
trend is starting from the online, more from the
Yeah,
offline, right.
yeah,
But that coaching told that no, no, you'll be on offline only. Within couple of a year,
oh,
he overtook. Now his journey is more than the where he used to teach that, right? So you have
right,
to adopt the things on the right time. If you're not adopt that thing,
right.
you'll go on the sideline. That's what I'll say, just So every couple of a year, things changing, right? So now the things
Yeah,
get changed so we are not changing yourself, then you'll be get sidelined, right? So you have to change that. You just always open to change, adopt things. Then you always have to upgrade the things.
yeah,
That's how. Then only you'll be survive. And right? If you understand, if you uh, heard about the human history, right? How we want to like 5, 2 lakh, 3 lakh years before we Homo sapiens comes in picture, right? Before that, like 5 million a year, we born and everything. We adopt everything, whatever the challenging, like whatever the nature giving challenge, we adopt everything. Like early, we used
right.
to sit on the tree and we used to eat just like
Yeah,
fruit. Then we start walking. So you have to adopt. Then only you can survive. Those who are not adopting, they
right,
can't survive. They get
right.
instinct. Many
Definitely.
many species got instinct because they are not ready to adopt the things, right? So
Yeah,
for even living your life, you have to adopt the things, right? So you like
right,
every in a year, right, we will get different seasons, right? Summer, winter, everything. So we adopt according to right. We wear the clothes, extra clothes when winter come, right? Everything. So same way you have to adopt the technology. Whatever things you come, you have to adopt with the time, and then
right.
nobody gonna replace you. That's what I'll suggest. What I'll say that
Yeah, we need to update ourselves too along with the software we use.
always,
Right.
always just be ready to adopt things.
Yeah. So also these days, students aspire to crack MAANG, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. So, what advice would you give those aspiring students for cracking this?
I'll always suggest that. See, for my any all these company, they just ask coaching in DSA, system design,
Right,
and computer fundamental and college project, right? So
right,
80%, 80 to 90% weightage is DSA, right? DSA is then 80 to
right,
90% weightage. So I would
right,
suggest that you should you should always focus on DSA. DSA is the main thing.
right,
DSA is the main thing. You should focus on DSA, you know,
right,
and other all sort of things, right? So let's say you are not able to crack interview. I also sit in when I in college, I sit in all these company, I'm not able to crack all these company. Doesn't mean that I have less knowledge or something, I'm not capable enough. This is not a government
right.
job,
Yeah,
this is a private job. So every day
yeah,
you have to learn, every day you have to keep learning, you know so whatever syllabus they have, just they have these three things, right? So you just
right,
have to put effort that you have to master in that all those subjects. Once you will become masters, any company can crack that. So just focus on things. So learn on programming language, anything like C++, Java, Python, any language you can learn. Then start doing some small questions like finding prime number, finding perfect number, all sort of things.
right.
And then uh, start doing some complex problem, okay, array, tree, and all sort of things. But
Yeah,
always try to do first on paper coding and all. First try to do
yeah,
paper coding, and then go and do write on machine everything, right? Do dry
yeah,
run, proper dry run. Then how your brain will be get trained, and then you can, of course, then it's all about practice. As much practice will do, you'll become more and more perfect every day. There is no kind of
right,
perfection. You'll become more and more perfect, right? If you see
right.
that Sachin Tendulkar is the greatest player, right, cricket player,
Yeah, yeah,
he also get bored sometime, right? So you don't see nothing is high extreme point, but as much practice you'll do, as much expert you'll become, right? And then you can
right.
parallel time, you can give mock interview everything, and then all it's your right. That is the roadmap. Yeah. Then
Right, right.
see, eventually whoever do hard work with consistency in the right direction, they are gonna get success. That's why I must say that. So there is no replacement of hard work. You have to do hard work and you should feel happy. Okay, hard work you are doing and you will happy, right? It's not about whether you Anil Ambani, Mukesh Ambani, son, everyone. Everyone have to do hard work, then only they can go and achieve the goal. That's
Definitely,
all.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, that was a very inspiring session and very motivating. It was lovely speaking to you. Thank you so much for taking out your time and chatting with me. And I'm sure this is going to inspire a lot of our participants. And thank you everyone for watching this episode. And I hope to see you in ASAC 3.0. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all the audience.